Hello everyone, and welcome back to In Divine Time Tarot. This is Myra. I'm your reader. So previously I uploaded a video where I discussed control and our need to consistently be in control of everything that is going on in our lives and sometimes in other people's lives. And so I wanted to get some guidance on how to release the desire to feel like we have to be in control of things. And that can be in control of situations like, let's say you're trying to find a job and you're mass applying, how to release that control of a situation that you desperately want to work out, whether that's a job, a relationship, finances, whatever that is, right? So let's dive into this. So the first card that we have here is the Chariot. Then we have the Page of Wands, and we have the Ace of Wands. So if you think about the Chariot always reminds me of how we have our higher selves and also how we have our like kind of lower earthly selves, right? And when I say lower earthly selves, I mean like the part of us that is continuously taking action. And sometimes it gets very easy to get stuck in the actions part of, oh, I have to do this because I have to have this outcome, right? But what the Chariot tells us is that there's nothing wrong with doing the actions, right? So I'm not telling you to just sit idly by and not do anything, not to apply for jobs or not to try and work on your relationship. What I'm telling you is that we don't have control over the outcome. So what we have to do is do the actions that are aligned with the things that we desire, but then release control of that and allow the divine, that higher power, God, your ancestors, whichever, to line a path so that you are able to receive the blessings that you want. Now, I know that can be incredibly hard to release that type of control. And sometimes it can take years of practice. It honestly just depends on the person. So next we have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands just is that breath of fresh air that comes when you can release that sense of control, right? It's like having that dependable partner or that person in your life that when they say they're going to do something, you know that they're going to come through. And if you really need this thing, like whatever this thing is, and they say, okay, I got you, I'll take care of it. There's that sense of relief that just comes over you, like, okay, I can relax. I can focus on the other things that I want to focus on right now. This is what releasing that sense of control that you have over that relationship, over that job hunt, over whatever it is, that is going to be your kind of resting point once you're able to release and let go of that control. Here with the Ace of Wands, we're really diving into the reward aspect of it, right? So when we release that control and we say, okay, you know what? I've done all that I could. I've applied to all these jobs. The only thing that I can do is release the control and allow God to make a way. And what happens? God makes a way. So let's see what additional cards we have right now. So I'm going to be pulling from 3 decks per the usual. And this isn't, obviously you guys know, this isn't a regular pick a card. So this is just a collective message because I really felt this on my heart today and I wanted to talk about it. So, all right, Spirit, what additional advice do you have for us about learning how to surrender and learning how to release that control? What message do you have for us today about learning to surrender and learning to release that control? Period. Do y'all see this? Protected by angels. You're cherished by the angels. What did I say? Spirit has your back. Don't play. Any additional advice that you have for us, Spirit, about releasing control and surrendering? Crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. So see, man, this is what I be talking about, y'all. Spirit is always coming through with the messages. So, protected by angels, you are cherished by the angels. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said, on our earthly plane, while we're here on this earthly plane right here, we can't forget that there is a higher power, right? And that higher power, if we allow it to, will come in and will take care of all of our needs, will take care of all of our desires, as long as we are taking the actionable steps that are in alignment with what we want. So let's say, for example, that you want to be a YouTuber, right? If you don't ever make any videos, I don't know how you're going to become a YouTuber, right? So you have to be taking those actionable steps. Start making those videos. Don't worry about if ain't nobody watching them. Just make them. Put the content out there. And release that desire to control, to check your followers, to see who's commenting, to do all of those things. Release control of that and just allow your channel to naturally flourish, and it will come. You have to release control in order to receive this joy and delight. Like, what? All right, guys, we're going to pull our last card. What additional advice do you have for us about releasing control? Spirit, what additional advice do you have for us about releasing control and surrendering? All right, so my loves, on to the next last set of cards. So koi fish spirit right here, there's always enough. And I feel as though this speaks directly to what I was talking about earlier in another video about the root of control, or us having control or feeling like we need to control everything, is actually rooted in fear. And fear is rooted in scarcity and not believing that we have enough or that we are enough. And because we don't feel like we have enough, we feel like we have to control situations, whether that situation is us mass applying to jobs, right? Whether that situation is taking someone else's resources or taking someone else's land. It all is ingrained from a deep fear of not having enough, or like, what if I don't have this, or what if I can't provide that, or what if I'm not enough in this relationship. Spirit is telling you that you're already enough, so you can release this sense of false security of when you feel like you need to control everything and everybody in every situation. Know your worth. You are already powerful. You are already intelligent and beautiful, and all of these things that you may worry about. Like, I know sometimes when people lose their jobs, they feel like they lose their entire identity. But know your worth, because your job is not your identity. That relationship that you're in is not your identity. You have worth outside of those things. Dolphin spirit, right? This and that are true. So this is dealing with duality, right? And this is a lot of times where people struggle, and that is seeing what they have going on in front of them right now versus what they want to happen, right? So for instance, let's say, again, let's go back to this job example. I'm trying to find a job. I'm doing all the things to find a job, mass applying, redoing my resume, all of the things, right? And I'm holding on to like this control of, oh, I got, this job, I got to get that job, and I got to do this, and I got to go on all these rounds of interviews and all this other stuff. And then I decide to release that control. So I apply for the job. I'm like, if I'm meant to get it, I'll get it, and I'll release the rest to the universe. I'll let my stress go to the divine, and I'll say, Lord, I need to be able to find a job to take care of my family. And I release that, right? Even though I have released that control, that doesn't mean that I don't still harbor some of those thoughts or insecurities or whatever it is inside of myself. Like, that doesn't mean that I still wouldn't get a little bit worried sometimes, thinking about, my bills are still coming in, and I still have this due, and I still have to pay for that. But a lot of times we find it hard to balance those two things. We find it hard to think positively, like, oh, this is going to work out for my highest and greatest good. But also in the present moment right now, things are looking kind of crazy. And this dolphin spirit is just telling us that it is okay to have those thoughts. It is okay to release that control, but not be obnoxiously positive and not be situationally aware of what is going on presently in your life right now. But what it is telling you, right, with the number 7, I really got to start talking about numerology on here, because I'll be dropping numbers and sometimes I don't think that people know what I'm talking about. But anyways, the number 7, B spirit, sweet results await, right? And this is telling you right here that if you are steadfast on your path, right? If your actions are aligning with the things that you want, and you release that need to control, even when it's hard, right? Even when it's hard, even when we see that, I can have released that control and have this positive mindset, but baby, these bills are still coming in. The sweet results are going to come. They're going to come. But we just have to be present. We just have to show gratitude. We just have to be patient and realize that things are not going to come in our own time. They're going to come in divine time, which is why I named my tarot business that, is because I believe that everything happens in divine time, when we are supposed to get those things, when we are ready to handle those things. Because sometimes when blessings come our way and we're not ready for them, we squander them. And then later on down the line, let's say that same opportunity comes up, now we're equipped to deal with what that blessing is, and we can use it properly. So I hope this message has inspired and encouraged you to believe within yourself and to learn how to surrender and give that control over to the divine, and trust your spiritual team, trust your angels, trust your guides, because they are here for you. They're here to protect you. You're going to get those results that you want. You're going to get that joy and delight, right? You're going to have that moment where everything you want manifests, but you just have to believe and release control. And I know it's hard, I know, but you can do it. If you found this reading helpful, if you want to dive deeper, if you want a personal reading, I am going to include my new link for my website for tarot readings, and you could book a personal reading with me. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow in a video that I'm going to post for the upcoming week. So for the energy of the week for next week. That is it. Thank you so much, and bye.